Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my channel, New Me by Hannah. I'm so grateful to have you back with me today. I hope you've had a great week. Did you know that in a day, it's estimated that we tell between 10 and 200 lies a day? That is crazy. People tell lies because they want to feel better about themselves or they want to look better when it comes to kind of reflecting themselves on other people. And obviously not all lies are bad. Sometimes they're good. Sometimes you're maybe just covering up kind of something so that somebody doesn't get hurt. However, without using one of those polygraph tests, there are some things you can look for, some tiny little details in a person to show you that they're lying. So in this video, I am going to share some secrets with you about how you can tell if somebody's lying to you or not. So before we get into the video, as ever, please don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell to get future updates, and if you do enjoy the video, just give it a thumbs up so that I can reach more people. So they say that the conscious mind controls approximately only 5% of your cognitive function. So that means that whilst you think you know what you're talking about and what your body is doing, your body is actually showing something completely different. So there are some things that you can pick up on when you're speaking to somebody to notice if they're actually lying to you. For example, I've heard this so many times and it seems to be a fairly recurrent theme, that if you are telling a lie, if you are right-handed, the person will look up to the right, and if they are left-handed, they will look up to the left. So if you are asking somebody a question and they are looking to a corner, then you might just want to consider that as a potential sign that they are lying. If the person is not blinking, their eyes are dilated, or even on the other side, if they're blinking a lot, then it could mean that there's something else going on in the brain and they may not be telling you the whole truth. If someone is hiding certain parts of the body while they're talking to you, so if they're kind of like maybe doing this, or even their eyes or anything like that, it could be a sign. And also, they might just be adjusting like the hair. So if you're doing this, or if you're adjusting your clothes or something, that might be a sign too. When someone is telling a lie, sometimes the vocal pitch changes as well, so they might actually talk a little bit higher. And sometimes if you ask someone a question, you'll see them maybe taking a gulp or swallowing, or kind of getting rid of the saliva before they answer. That's quite a good sign as well. So it's not just about how someone is telling the lie, it's also what they're saying to you. So if you ask someone a question and that person then talks back to you in a third person, or is speaking about someone else quite a lot, or distancing themselves from the lie, then that's a pretty surefire clue. There are studies that show if you're telling the truth, you will say, you will say I and me quite often instead of that person, or blaming Mother Nature for things like, oh, the wind came over and knocked off your food. That didn't happen. You probably knocked it off yourself, but they don't want to say, they don't want to take responsibility. So if they are distancing themselves from the lie, well, you know it to be a lie now. But if they're distancing themselves, they're not kind of involving themselves in the response, then that's a good sign. Or a bad sign. It's a bad sign. When people are lying, they also tend to use negative vocabulary. So, for example, instead of just saying, I got stuck in a traffic jam, they're going to say, oh, I got stuck in a stupid traffic jam with stupid cars doing stupid things. And it's all going to be very, very negative. So if they are lying, then people will be using a lot of negative words. If someone's telling the truth, then they're likely to give a fairly simple explanation for whatever question you ask them. For example, if I said to you, where did you go last night? You said to me, I went out for a drink, and then I've got some chips on the way home, and then I came home and watched TV. That's fairly simple, and I'm pretty sure that would be the truth. If someone is lying, however, they will start to pad that out. So they'll say, I went out after work, I went to this bar with this person. They'll say, oh, I went to this shop to get the chips, and then I came home at 8, and I came in by myself, and I did this. It's too much, and you wouldn't expect that from the truth. So if someone is padding out an answer quite substantially, then that's also a surefire way that they might be lying. It's kind of the same. They use confusing wording as well. So if there's big words being used that are completely unnecessary, then it's just a big sign that it's a lie. So overall, there are a few tricks to look for. Obviously, they're not conclusive. You can't just see one of these things and say, oh, they were lying to me, and then, shun them forever. However, if you are looking to approach someone and you think they're lying to you all the time, then take a look for these signs. And if they're doing it, then maybe you have something to talk to them about and see if you can get them to confess or explain why they're saying these things. I think it's fairly easy to spot if someone is lying, but hopefully this video has helped you a little bit. And if someone has lied to you in the past, what's the weirdest lie you've ever been told? Please pop it in the comments below because I would love to hear from you. As ever, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.